All right. I'm feeling awful, but I wanted to finish what I started. At least I'm going to try for an hour, and I don't last very long at night when I'm doing streams. So let's continue where we left off. I will start exactly where I left off. It's at the exact time. 1:10. Oh wait. Okay, here we go.
You know what I mean?
He'd been receiving a few messages in chat telling him that this house used to be a church, and here his contribution to my video is to ask, hey, is that true? He then adds his fourth comment, which is
Thank you, Jay. I love Jay's edits. They always make me laugh. Just the hey, is that true?
about the fact that the house is full of loads
Thank you,
of
man.
boxes.
Okay, first off, when you ask chat something, you ask them something for a specific reason, okay? It's because
Yeah.
nobody wants to watch a fucking streamer go to Google and be like, okay, what house is this? Okay, Zillow.
No, you could definitely make content out of searching it up. If you are as bubbly as most streamers try to be, you could definitely make content out of just searching something up. So I don't know what she's talking about here. It's kind of insane.
Nobody wants to watch a
Well,
streamer spend
it's not
fucking
completely insane. It's more of a it's a small thing. Like why wouldn't someone want to watch him search up something just to make sure something's cool? A cat crying outside my door? No, she's crying
five,
for
10 minutes trying to check the source and the validity of something when they can just ask chat, which he has like a chat of
food. Okay, considering what her chat has told her throughout her stream and her taking it as gospel and it being wrong, that's not something you should be doing. You shouldn't be taking anything that you should always take everything that Twitch chat says with a grain of salt. That's why I'm taking the concept of spoons being considered energy in the disabled community with a grain of salt, because I'm not sure. I'm not privy to that information.
34,000.
That's why I won't make a whole thing on it. Spoons! You're back. Okay, so I've already started. She's just said weird things about people not wanting to watch streamers look up information to make sure they're correct when they say things. I mean, I would love to watch a streamer look up something to make sure something's okay, especially if it's something that could be dangerous in terms of information. I mean, imagine if you called another group of just a random group of streamers a bunch of racist people, but then you never go to actually check. Then you're just spreading a lot of misinformation. And with someone with as much reach as Hassan, it's very important to make sure you're not spreading misinformation, especially in the political sphere. That's not how you get far. You'll definitely fall from grace with that type of misinformation spreading.
People that someone can like link him and be like, yeah, look, here's a source. Do you know what I mean? So
oh yeah, here's a source. If they find a source for him, that's fine. If they find a source for the information they usually give, but I don't see that. I just see people saying it and they go, oh, okay, and then the next time they mention that fact, they act like it was something they already knew, not something that was just told to them a couple minutes ago.
like, what the it's like this person who's making this video doesn't understand the basis of like how YouTube content or Twitch content works.
A basis? I mean, the basis of Twitch content, if we're being real here, is that it was a gaming stream channel. Like the original reason Twitch was a thing was because it was a way for people to spread their content for gaming. And the people who were the most popular were the ones who were either really good at the games or the ones who had really interesting personalities. So there's that. But if we're talking about this type of Twitch content, because she can't say just the basis of Twitch content, she should say the basis of Twitch React content. And even then, that would be a little too much because I know there are plenty of streamers who don't do this type of stuff on the regular. They don't stream other people's stuff and expect that to be all right with everybody.
In total, Hassan ended up not even spending 2 minutes talking as he let my 14-minute video play in full. He's very clearly leaning on my video to entertain his audience for him in this situation.
This is really just like a cope video.
I don't know how many times she's gonna say that, and then you'll see there's a part. I mean, I think it's the part that I'm not gonna get to, but it's where she actually talks with Jay, and then concedes all of her points.
She said it again.
I know and this wasn't too long ago. It was in February, so I feel bad for drumming up old drama, but it's just something I wanted to talk about because a lot of these guys have doubled down on the points that they've made, and it's irritating. Because even now, if we were to mention any of that type of stuff in their chats, we would get immediately banned. There's no dialogue. They just want to shut it all down.
He's eating. What's really funny here is like if this.
Wait, her excuse for him. So she's seeing Jay's point. Because I don't care if it's bad commentary as long as it's commentary. I don't really care. But she is seeing Jay's point and pointing out that Hassan's commentary is bad, right? But then she uses eating as an excuse. Something that I brought up in my first part to this whole response was that eating is a social event. Why do you think we made the concept of dinners? No one would eat dinner with each other if you couldn't talk. When's the last time you've been out to dinner with someone and you've sat there absolutely saying nothing during the entire conversation? There's a reason mukbang channels are so big, because they can eat and talk with their audience, they can interact, and they can show off the amazing food they have, because that's the point of those channels. But there's a back and forth. There isn't just you watching them eat or eating while they're eating. That's not the point of social eating. Social eating, there's chewing, swallowing. Okay, yeah, this is what I was doing the other day. Nom nom nom, swallow, and then this happened. And it's. I know it's more pauses than most people would be used to in a straight up face-to-face conversation, but people talk while they eat. It's a thing. I know plenty of people who do it. I know I've been on a couple dates where I have not eaten my food because I was talking too much, but I've eaten some of it, of course. So yeah, that's just my take on it. There's no reason to say that as an excuse that eating makes it so you can't give commentary. Yes, if you're chewing and you don't want to talk with your mouth full, that's fine, but you can swallow and speak. And there are also methods of talking with your mouth full. I know some people in my family do it, but where you can essentially squirrel your food and make it so that you don't have to hear or see the masses of food in your mouth while talking.
Person was a Twitch streamer, if this person was a Twitch React streamer, they would be so much more generous to this position, because they would know that like chat gets so mad when you like leave stream to go eat.
I've already covered this point so many times. You don't care about what they say.
And anyone who is a streamer knows this. He's clearly.
Yeah. I don't know that. Also, but I have never taken a lunch break while I've been eating because I have no reason to, because I don't stream very long. But I know my sister never eats on her channel. She streams for much longer periods than I do, and I've never seen her eat on her channel. Ever. She'll take bathroom breaks, or she'll feed her cat, but that's part of the that's either her taking a small break, and she doesn't play other people's videos while she's gone. That's no. I don't want my brain to explode before I get to the hour mark, because that's where I'm going to. So
we'll chatter. As soon as I see, obviously, clearly they're relying on implications rather than evidence. Yeah. Also, chat wants the streamer to lean on content sometimes. Yeah.
Chat wants the streamer. Well, if we're being real, I'm technically leaning on content. I can't make my own commentary about this because I don't want to write a script for it. But at that point, I should just be making a video, making a YouTube video that's edited. But in this situation, I saw a perfect opportunity to take something and use it as a springboard for my own content. And it's not like I've stolen it, because it's mine at this point. I've spread I've spread 1 hour and 12 minutes into at least 3.5 hours of content already. So there's that. I'm technically leaning on content to fuel my own, but that doesn't mean having the content that you're watching be the content of your channel. It should be a springboard for your content. Because there's big contention nowadays about how there's streams that people are doing where it's just clips of them playing a video game with no editing at all. It's just the video game. There's arguments on whether that's fair use or not, and I wouldn't know. I just don't know the legality of that. But in this situation, it's clearly not legal, but Twitch hasn't caught on to that, and neither have has YouTube caught on to Twitch's doings of this. So
yeah, there have been so many times where I'm streaming content and chat's like, just play the fucking video. You know what I mean?
Once again, don't listen to your chat if you control the content, not your chat.
He's just milking the exposure. Yeah.
Milking the exposure. I guess you could take that perspective, but I don't think he really cares about the exposure. I think he cares more about the principle. It's about his morals that he does this. I'm guessing, especially with how he doesn't just mention it as a point of contention that Hassan is very disingenuous. All he says is that Hassan is an example, and then he talks about why it's not right. Essentially, it's basic essay format. He has a premise, he establishes the evidence, and then he makes claims based off that evidence, and then comes to conclusion. There's definitely more to it than she's not seeing.
This person is literally they're gonna make a video about me, and they're gonna be like, and then I give them this like care. Hassan's reacts get a D-.
I just don't know if Hassan freebooting my work even impacted me negatively, and if it did, I don't know how severely. I just don't have access to that kind of information. But
how would it impact you negatively?
So there's the cogs turning in her head because she doesn't know. But so you can see in her chat. Oh wait, no, you can't because I'm covering it. Let me move my face out of the way for a second, but you can see. So just post the link in chat like many streamers do. And that, yeah, you should post the link in chat. But in this situation, it didn't happen. That's why it could impact him negatively, because all these people wouldn't watch his channel, or that wouldn't watch that video. And well, they wouldn't watch that video because they already watched it on Hassan's channel. And especially since they wouldn't be able to even find it if they didn't know who Jay was beforehand. I just don't think she has the context for it.
The fuck?
Because I don't know if Jay's said anything about it in the video. I think he should have put that point much sooner. Put the situation that happened. especially the fact that when the credits were rolling and Jay was about to promote his own stuff, Hassan quickly like puts down his food and just starts frantically trying to click off and delete and turn off Jay's video. It's a very weird thing. So I don't think she knows all the information to make a good point on it.
Huh? If you're on Twitch, see, here's my point. Here's my point about like how like I think YouTube reacts to YouTube content is probably, it can be negative, but like if you're already on Twitch, you're not even on YouTube. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but if you're on, that's besides the point, because even if it doesn't, I think she's taking a point and separating them, because he's already, I know she's already seen the fact that he thinks it's not okay in general to steal the content, but then she's separating the points and just attacking one point at a time, which I agree is a great way to decipher an argument. And all I can say to that is, if you're on Twitch and you're looking for a YouTube video, if you want to go see it yourself later, you can. But only if you actually know who made the video or where you can find it. So in this situation, it didn't happen. Yeah, it's... So I'm pretty much just going around in circles, because every single time she says something, it just shows me that the fact that she hasn't been paying attention or just doesn't have the context.
You were never going to watch that video.
Yet. Like, never going to watch the video. Of course they're never going to watch the video. Not like Jay's video in this situation hit the algorithm really, really hard, and a lot of people who had never seen his channel were given access to it on their recommended page. It was a very huge deal. That's the whole reason why it even got seen in the first place, by a bunch of random streamers who had never seen him before. That's why Hassan saw it on his recommended, or that even Moist Critical, Penguin Zero, he saw it on his recommended and covered it too. It was a big deal. It's also the reason why Video Game Donkey decided to copy his own, like make his own version of the video. But that's just copying content. It's not really stealing, so you can't really get mad at him for that. He was trying to capitalize on a good premise for a video.
The people who are watching Hassan watch videos would have never found those videos otherwise. Like, there are occasions where there are videos, but I feel like those are videos that are like already really popular. Hi, Info Thumbwars. Does he think that those...
But what she doesn't know is that it was a popular video. That's why it was even seen.
Those 40,000 people that are watching his...
No, I had never seen Jay's content, and I got access to that video. Put it in my recommended. So there you go. I have my own anecdote about it. I never saw it, but it was in my recommended. Yes, I might have been watching things that were related to his stuff, but I never had any context for his channel before that. So when I saw it, I thought it was hilarious and checked out the rest of his channel, and I found out that he was a review channel, and I like review channels for the most part. There are some that are pretty bad, but I appreciate a good review.
Hassan could have been an additional 40,000 viewers for his video? Because that's not how that works at all. The video doesn't link to Hassan's Twitch in the description. Wow.
So she's calling Jay a hypocrite for that. Although at that point you wouldn't need a link because he says his name constantly. In the Jay situation, he didn't say Jay once. He didn't put a link. He didn't say Jay. Jay's name wasn't even on the screen for more than 10 seconds because I'm trying to be charitable. But that's the situation. I don't think she's... I think her comparison is not very good. Oh. Not very good at all.
Wow. Doesn't even link to Hassan. Wow. This is such a weird opinion to have. I'm so confused. I think this is genuinely just like a drama farm.
Oh my god. Continue, please. What Jay actually says in the segment. Okay, yeah, because she is just arguing, I guess, a point that doesn't exist. So let's see what is here.
I'm not asking you to get angry on Tom Scar's behalf. I'm not asking you to get angry on my behalf either. I'm doing fine. I am incredibly lucky to be able to work YouTube as my job. I just don't know if Hassan freebooting my work even impacted me negatively, and if it did, I don't know how severely. I just don't have access to that kind of information.
And I think what he means by that, because I saw in her chat, I'm sorry, I'm covering her chat, but that was the best angle I could get when I was trying to decide where my camera was. And somewhere in her chat said something about just check your analytics. But that's not what he means by this. When he says this, what he means is that he doesn't know what percentage of people would have seen his video from Hassan. It's a would have situation, not a already did, because the analytics only shows what already happened. And what we know is that it was a very sizable bump in a single hour. And in the beginning of it, so if you want to watch it on your own, there's in his intro he talks about it, about a bump. And the bump that was really significant was actually from someone sharing his video, not because of Hassan. So you have a very different situation there where someone actually gave him traction by sharing it in a positive way and not freebooting it, essentially.
But what I do know is that if by doing this Hassan had taken literally every future potential viewer from that video, and as a result it was literally never watched again ever, I would still be doing absolutely fine.
Well, yeah, just from that one video. But if Hassan does this to a lot of people, that's a lot of money that's going away from those people. Because it isn't. I don't know what to say about this. This is something I think Jay puts better than I could possibly.
I'm not trying to tell you some kind of sob story here about just how hard my life is.
I think this is genuinely just like a drama farm.
If in a shocking twist of character, Hassan offered to financially compensate me for the video of my...
What is her point? He's starting a point. Just let him finish. He's almost done.
Wow! 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 Wow!
Oh, okay. Wait, I'm gonna say it. So there's people in her chat are crazy because there's one person that's saying, "So why are you making this video, Jay?" In response to I would still just be completely fine. I don't think people have even been listening for a single second because all Jay wants is for Twitch content to change, for Twitch React content to be held to a higher standard. Because if it doesn't, it's going to affect everybody. Yeah. God.
Wow! 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 Oh my copium! Oh my lord, dude! No shot, dude! There it is! No shot, dude! No shot, Hassan. Honestly, Hassan should compensate me. Hassan.
So she stopped it and completely destroyed it before listening to the
If in a shocking twist of character, Hassan offered to financially compensate me for the video of mine he freebooted,
I would not accept it.
I wouldn't take his money.
There you go.
What is happening? Yo, Hassan owes me money, dude. I know he owes me money.
Doesn't owe anybody
money. I know
money.
he owes me motherfucking money, dude. Okay, guys, let's raise up like
he owes himself to take more pride in his work. He needs to realize that what he's doing isn't work. I know it's kind of mean to say, but it's not work. I've worked a job before. No matter how fulfilling it can be, there's still an amount of energy that you have to, an amount of spoons you have to spend in order to be financially compensated, you know? I can't just go to my job working with kids where I enjoy it very much and just play with the kids. I can't do that. I have to take care of them. I have to keep watch of them and make sure that no fights happen, that everybody is being influenced in a safe manner. It's so much more work than just sitting there and watching the kids. And in this situation, it should be so much more than just turning on a YouTube video and just sitting there watching it, or even walking away while the video's playing. It's
a couple $100 to give to Jay in response to, you know, me stealing the content, because now 400 people are not going to give him views.
Just 400 viewers, nice.
I wouldn't take his money. However, when
he said it wouldn't take his money. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. I apologize. This is streamer brain. There we go. Okay.
At least she admits.
No, come back, Wormy. No,
that's fine.
Come back. You're increasing my viewers. Wormy, you can't leave. Otherwise, everyone will leave and they won't.
Stop.
For memeing about your sentence, I apologize. I'm sorry. Okay.
Thank you. That's a very nice
sorry.
apology.
Please don't clip me.
I'm glad that.
I guess actually you're allowed to clip me as much as you want. Honestly, if you want to make a bunch of videos and call me a cunt or whatever, I don't really care. You can kind of go crazy. All exposure is good exposure or something. So.
Oh my gosh, he said the same thing. Oh no. Okay, so the previous guy also said all exposure is good exposure, and I've already gone into a diatribe about that. I need to find a clip of me saying it and plop it somewhere because it's insane. Because all exposure is good exposure is a mentality that kids have. It's the kids who are the troublemakers who just want attention from authority figures. That's most of the reason why a lot of kids do that stuff, or that they're frustrated with how their life is going. That they're two sides of that coin.
Said, that phrase is scary.
I know it's so weird to me, because that's all. When I think of that, all I can think of is how most of the troublemakers that I work with, because I can call them that because that's what they are, like provably. They're very disruptive, or start fights, or just get in fights in general, or curse a lot and stuff, and they're younger than 8. So by definition, troublemakers. That's the reason they do most of that stuff, is either to imitate their parents or to get attention, because a lot of times we'll tell them to stop and then they'll just continue doing things, and then you have to try to de-incentivize that. And there's a problem with that, because a lot of schools don't react well to dealing punishments. So most schools try to only do positive reinforcement, where you take something that's good that they do and give them something nice, but it's so hard to reward everybody for doing the bare minimum, because it's a weird training mechanism. If you really want to train people, there should be punishments and a reward. There should be both a punishment and a reward system. And the only punishment system is sending them to the principal's office or notes to their parents. But the parents often don't care, and that's the issue. But I'm getting on another tangent about working with kids. The kids I work with are hilarious, great. But there's always something to work with every single day. There's always something to do. That's why I have to be vigilant. I can't just sit around. These kids are crazy.
Feel free to make like a hate video about me or whatever whenever you feel like it. Go for it. Go crazy.
I don't hate anybody here. I just hate what you say, and that you stand by it.
I spent 6 months working all day, every day on one single YouTube video, and if Hassan had freebooted that, I would be very pissed off. I would be
wait, as opposed to what? What do you mean?
So she interprets this video that Jay made as very pissed off, when I haven't. I think I'm just in a different world, but this very, very lackadaisical. I've seen much worse takedowns of people. So I don't know what she's about to say this.
If that would make you very pissed off, what is this? Mildly pissed off?
This is mildly peeved and also probably more disappointed in the fact that Hassan didn't listen and just said and reacted to something that Jay didn't say. He made up what Jay said in his mind and then reacted to that, which is, I think that's the definition of a straw man, right? It's making up the argument or a weaker argument that your opponent made, like turning your opponent's argument into a weaker version of that argument and then responding to that. That's essentially what Hassan did by saying, I'm sorry, I'm never going to watch your videos again. I'll listen. I don't want to watch. And
I would be more pissed off if when a reactor freebooted my content, they hadn't even taken the tiniest piece of minimal effort to just acknowledge the original creator.
And this is the point. This is the point.
Anyway, completely taking
What's she gonna say?
they just used to entertain their audience for granted, with no thought given to the fact that it was made by another person. Yeah, so this is what Hassan did.
Dehumanizing content
My name and
creators.
the videos.
What? But is she saying that unironically? Is she trying to say that Jay's doing that, or is she trying to say that she and the other Twitch streamers do that on purpose? Because all Jay was trying to say is that you have to realize that there's a person behind that and you should acknowledge that. And she's immediately making fun of that point by doing that.
The reality is content creators are not people and they should be treated like garbage.
Oh, okay. No.
I don't understand her words.
No, she misinterpreted the point, I think. Because look. So he's talking about
their audience for granted, with
taking
no thought given to the fact that it was made by another person.
Yeah, so with no fact that it was made by another person,
Yeah,
I don't think, because her response here is not to that point. I think she's taking it in the reverse sense.
Yes, dehumanizing
She thinks that he's doing that.
content creators. The reality is content creators are not people and they should be treated like garbage.
Yeah, I think she's doing an ironic thing in this situation.
Okay, this person on the screen, yeah. As an empath, when Hassan is hungry, I'm hungry. Yeah.
Yujiya said, "Oh, okay."
Yes, or no. I think she's doing it ironically, not about herself, but I think she's doing it ironically about Hassan doing that.
Twitch chat or empath Denims, we care. That's true. Yeah. And that's actually
What is
true.
your point? Stop reading.
Hassan's chair watching an entire small creator's video could make their channel successful. What are they talking about? Yeah, I don't know.
And they're saying Hassan's chair watching their channel. Yeah, that's. Oh no. So they're justifying the fact that he's walking away by the fact that it could help a channel, but it only helps a channel if you show who the creator is or call them out. Or shut them out in some way.
How does Jay know Hassan didn't tell the chat what the video was?
Oh yeah, so her chatter, I'm not gonna uncover myself, but she just read it. How does Jay know Hassan didn't tell chat what the video was? Jay's gonna come up to that. I think Jay should have definitely put this much earlier in the video to stop all of this misinterpretation of Jay's work. But I think he has.
Well, I'm assuming
right now.
Jay watched the whole video.
Yeah.
And the whole
That's what he
VOD,
did.
and that it didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Just say that. Just make it like you could just make a 2-minute video and say, TBH Hassan, I was just upset that you didn't really give me credit. Because that's a valid discussion.
Yes, it is a valid discussion, but that's not the point that Jay's making. Jay's saying that it's wrong in general to do that. To do any of that, even if you are giving them credit. If you're walking away with their channel playing, it's still a bad thing.
I would be upset if someone watched my content or someone re-uploaded my content essentially and didn't give me any credit at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
that I think is valid. I think that's valid to be like to ask your mods to like post links or whatever. And I know people are saying he did or whatever and like blah blah blah. What I'm saying is
now the chat is lying to her and saying that it happened, that they did show the thing. God, because the thing is that they're doing is right here at the top of it. It would be blocked by my video box, and I don't want to move it. But I'll read the quote. They really acting like the video URL isn't on the screen the entire time at the top of the browser. They expect someone to type in each individual letter into their URL box to find the video. Is that how they're justifying it now? It's insane.
Like, I think that's the only.
No one should be expected to write the entire URL letter by number, character by character. They shouldn't ever be expected to do that. You should give them a link if you're expecting them to go find the video.
Valid point so far that he's made in this entire video. Okay? Let me steal Hassan's content. I steal Hassan's content all the time. I'm not even.
And this is why she acts like this. She does it. She admits that she does it, so she's mad that someone's calling her out.
Whenever I go to the bathroom, I put on a video from Hassan because I know Hassan's not going to get mad about it. Hassan literally doesn't care. Like, I'm pretty sure he literally doesn't give a single.
I want to shove this mechanical pencil through my eyeballs. Or into my ear holes so I never have to listen to this type of trash again.
The socialists can buy whatever they want so long as it's the fruits of their own labor, so long as wealth wasn't achieved by exploiting other people's labor.
Oh, okay. So that's a quote that Jay made way back when it happened, I guess. So that I think that is a little more. So this is more getting into the political side of it, but Hassan is a very political streamer, and I believe he calls himself a socialist. I don't know if there's any more specific term than just socialist, but they say he says a socialist can buy whatever they want as long as the fruits of their own labor, so long as wealth wasn't achieved by exploiting other people's labor. And Jay is essentially that's a more salty tweet from Jay. Jay usually doesn't do that type of stuff. And essentially, come inside. Wants food. I can't feed her right now. It's not time for her food. But essentially, Jay is just calling out the hypocrisy and the fact that he's very politically socialist.
Yujiya said, "Hi, kitty."
She won't come inside. She just wants food, so I need to let her stay out there for a little bit. And I can't give her food until late, because if I do give her food right now, she will keep me up all night, or wake me up. Wake me up at 5, and I don't want that. I wake up at 5:30. Thank you very much.
Hang on a second. What?
She doesn't see it. She doesn't see the hypocrisy in the statement. The joke in the statement.
I need to message like a video essayist that I know and be like, this video essayist is making you guys look bad.
So she read that, didn't think about it, or she thought about it, but she didn't get it. It's very simple. If she doesn't know about that political sphere, that's fine. I can give a very, very succinct explanation. Socialists like the concept of people working for their due and things being communal, right? But if you are buying your own stuff, it should be based off of the stuff that you earn, right? But if you're capitalizing on someone else's labor, that's you being the oppressor, essentially. But in this situation, Hassan is essentially doing that. I'm not going to say for sure because I don't really know too much about politics, but that's the clearest example I can give, is that it's a very hypocritical thing of Hassan to do that type of stuff when he is a very big advocate for socialist values.
Okay, this video essayist does not. They're not sending their best. Are they saying Hassan reacting to videos is exploitation?
Hey, the commenter gets it.
I don't know.
Oh my god.
Oh no, I just realized.
Thank you, Mahler, for putting the face palm. That's all I can do to that.
No. You want to know how you know this isn't true? Because I'm watching the same content and I don't have 40,000 viewers. Okay? It's because
Well, supposedly because you aren't a product of nepotism or a destiny bump. And if you don't know, there's a history behind Hassan being a product of, first off, nepotism. He was a part of a group called the Young Turks, and it was a political video streaming service, I think, or not service, but channel, I think, and it was run by his uncle, who was well off. And then from there, he starts making his own content, and a streamer called Destiny, who is, I think he calls himself a liberal streamer. It's all the political streamers and stuff. Destiny pretty much brings up all of these political streamers, and then when the political streamers that he brings up start going a little too far left for his liking, they abandon and start bad-mouthing Destiny. But it's all because of Destiny is the reason why these guys even have a career in this field of Twitch political streamer. So that's a little bit of background on that situation. You can find out more. There's plenty of YouTube videos that talk about it more in depth.
The streamer makes the content.
Work on something much bigger. My full critique and breakdown of seasons 11 and 12.
I'm gonna add you into the call. Yeah, I mean, once again,
yeah. See, there's the frantic clicking off. You can see it's
because the streamer makes the content.
Right
on
here.
Something much bigger.
So he stops his eating.
Breakdown of seasons 11 and
to click off of it and then exit and pause it immediately.
Good job he did that. This was becoming dangerously close to an interaction that would have benefited both of us instead of just him. Even Jinx knew to shout out the video he was reacting to. This is a crazy amount of just taking other people's work for granted. No consideration.
I'm gonna be honest, I do that too. So like on.
I hate how she laughs at all of these bad things. I see this when people know they're doing a moral bad and they just laugh about it. It's not funny. It's something that you should be looking at within yourself and going, "Oh, maybe I should change that." There's something to change if you think it's funny to do that type of stuff. To do something that you understand as a moral bad.
Me too. Shouldn't have put the credits first. Yeah, I think when people see the credits, they assume the video's over.
This is his attitude when making reaction content, and he could end up doing this to anyone. The point of this video isn't like...
This could happen to you or a loved one.
I actually kind of like that joke. So I'm just going to move past that.
Okay.
I think that's actually
happen to any of you. All right. He proved he gets a jump when Hassan showed his videos.
Oh no, they're talking about the bump. Sorry.
Did he?
Oh, here it is. 207 as opposed to 70. Oh, it's so blurry. Can you click on it? Is she gonna click on it? Please. Please click on it. Not gonna click on it. Come on, I just want to see it. Stop laughing. Just click on it.
No.
It looks like 70. If you could tell me what that says, because it's really blurry, I think it says 70. So going from an average of around 40 views an hour, it says for the last 48 hours. These are 48 bars. In 48 hours, for a single hour, it reached 207. For a 40,000 stream, or 40,000 viewer stream like Hassan has, and especially for YouTube, a bump from 70 an hour to 200 for a single hour is nothing. Nothing. So every time they bring it up and think people don't know how to read graphs. That's the problem. I feel like people failed the science part of the ACT. That's all you do is read graphs. And some of these guys are educated. They're college educated, and they obviously didn't work to get into college. They just paid whatever college would let them. Insane.
Oh no, dude! I don't understand why he has these positions.
If a part of your work relies on you uploading other people's content, then you better make sure that's not all you're doing. Otherwise, you're just re-uploading other people's content.
Yeah, that's the major point that Jay is bringing up here. He doesn't care specifically about Hassan at this point. It's more about the general state of React Twitch content. That it should be, or just React content in general. It's not even about Twitch at this point. It's just reaction content should be reacted, like reactive in some way.
It's fine to do that if you have permission, but it's not if you don't.
Yeah, and that's the reason. So even in the situation where when she brings up the news having to ask permission to use Twitter videos, that's with them still transforming the content. They still have to ask permission. So in the Twitch sphere where they think that this is just completely fine, it's, I don't know what to say about that. It's I can't do it. I need to last 15 more minutes. I could do this.
I'm not trying to tell you some kind of sob story here about just how hard my life is. If in a shocking twist of character, Hassan offered to financially compensate me for the video of mine he freebooted, I wouldn't take his money. However, when this kind of thing is done completely without permission and without knowing enough about the original creator, you run the risk of freebooting work from a creator who is struggling.
So much of the criticism...
It's something that they don't take into account. I'm pretty sure I've never seen any reactor ask someone ever, including the EFAP crew, but that's because they turn a 20-minute video into an 8-hour-long podcast. They're insane. But it's because they have personalities that bounce off each other really well, and it's super easy for them to make content out of it.
Is so spite driven, and it just makes me not want to like take the video seriously. You know what I mean?
A petition to get me the recognition.
Also, we've been live for like 2.5 hours, and we've only watched 20 minutes. Oh, thank God! You want to know what?
Wait, she did 2.5 hours for only 20 minutes. That's pretty good. That's some reaction. That's better than I did for the first 30 minutes of this video, or first 40 minutes.
This person would never make a video on me. You want to know what? You want to know why?
Why?
Because there's no way anyone is going to watch me for fucking 3 hours.
I will tell you, Mahler, the one who edited this video, definitely did. He's the reason. He's the reason that this edit is here for me to watch and comment on, is because he watched her entire stream to get this edit. A lot of the things he cuts are either irrelevant information or just long pauses where she says nothing.
He has said the same point of like, I just want you to give me credit. Like I think this is like the 10th time he's done it. Holy shit. Holy shit. Abandon this video. It's trash. This is like not good, dude. This is not good.
I think they should listen before they say it's not good, because you'll see later. I'll cover the third part. You'll see later that they didn't get a good understanding of this video because they definitely didn't watch it or didn't absorb it. They didn't absorb it in their brain before commenting on it and determining that it was bad.
The problem is you have to consider optics. Whenever you make any content at all ever, you have to make sure your optics look based, because like currently the optics on this video, they just straight up look like I'm mad and salty. So even
well, the only reason it looks like that to her is because that's how she views long form content that is a critique. I think she just has a bad take because of her perspective. So she's saying the optics is that that Jay's angry. Just because it's a 56-minute long video doesn't mean he's angry. And I'm not saying that's specifically the reason that she's saying that, but it seems like that's the reason that most of these guys do this, is the fact that he made a video. I think it was 5.5 months after the whole situation happened, and it's because he was working on other videos. If you go onto Jay's video or onto Jay's channel, you can see that there is a lot of stuff in between his stream and the video that was created based on it, you know? He was working hard. He was doing other things because he does mostly critiques of TV shows and cartoons. So her perspective of optics is so minimal. She thinks that the things that are said in the video just make him look like he's angry. I don't see that at all. Because I've seen angry YouTubers. You don't know angry. Well, you'll see some angry because you already, if you watch this section, the irrelevant section, irrelevant starts yelling at his chat because he doesn't understand the points, and his chat is understanding it. So it's just a funny thing where they are interpreting it as angry when all of these guys are getting angry for not understanding it. It's like when I don't like to ask for help. So when I used to do math in high school, in college, I think it was college math. I'll just go with high school. But in high school math, if I couldn't get it by myself, if I just didn't get it, I would feel so defeated and maybe even tear up a little bit because I felt like I just couldn't do it. And that's what it feels like when I'm watching these guys, that they just give up because they just can't get it. They just don't have their perspective has destroyed their way of seeing someone else's point. The way they've cultivated their audience and their careers has made it so that if anybody seems like a tiny little threat to that, they're immediately shut down. And that's where you get a lot of the streamers that ban almost everybody that comes to their stream. I've only banned 3 people since I've started streaming ever, and the 3 people who were banned were people advertising viewer bot websites. So I don't ban people just because they disagree with. I would never ban someone just because they disagree with me. You'd have to give me a good point, and then I might be able to see your perspective. But if you're making a bad point, I'll tell you that. Tell you that straight to your face, or I guess straight to your words on chat. But you can say it straight to you can see it from my face.
Even if Jay is not mad and he's not salty at all, even a little bit, it doesn't matter because that's how it's coming off.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming off as being like bitter. Also, give me 2 seconds. I have to go like find something, and so this person does not like shit on me and get really mauled on me. I'm gonna put music instead. Okay. I don't know why people don't steal, man.
Hey, it's an option. She used one of the options for when you leave. You play music. I love it. And
I have so little respect
got 5 minutes
for people who don't steal, man, other content creators. You know what I mean? This comment isn't.
Okay, so she's talking about steel manning content. I would never steel man somebody, because like I've already explained what straw man is. It's essentially taking. I'll explain again. It's taking someone's point, imagining a different point and responding, or imagining a worse argued point and arguing against that. So steelman is the opposite. So you take a point that, take the words that are said and imagine something that's a better worded version of that and argue against that. But that's not something I can do. I'll give people benefit of the doubt, but if I hear the words come out of your mouth, I will respond to those words because I don't want to respond to something that you don't believe in. So I will respond to, and if the words that you say you don't believe in, then you should think before you speak. There's a reason we have brains, and there's a process to forming sentences. I've taken a language of psychology class, and they talk about how sometimes people will just spit words out and not even think about the words that they're thinking about. They're not. See, even I'm doing it right now. I'm forming a thought before I even actually have the words to describe it. It's the concept of I just explained it. My thoughts are trying to come out before I have the words. So take the time. Take the time to think about what you say before you say it. And if you don't, because I will argue against what you say. Because that's the only thing I can actually tell that you believe in, because I can't tell I don't know if you're lying or not, if you're going to talk to me. And if you are lying, then you're getting nowhere.
Saying, well, everybody does it, so it should be good, because that's a fucking stupid ass argument. That would be like saying, well, everybody murders, so therefore it's fine.
I like her analogy. See, she's out of the three people here, she's the only one who can actually do analogies. And at least she understands that the I think it's called bandwagoning, isn't it? Or it's joining the bandwagon. If everybody does it, it's fine. But she knows that's not something you can say, because there's a lot of things that you could say, well, everybody does this, so it must be fine. There's the biggest example of history, slavery. Almost every country to ever exist, every kingdom, every tribe to ever exist has had slaves. Doesn't make it okay. Thank you.
The argument is everybody has to do it. All stream.
But then she justifies it. Why? You don't have to do it. You want to do it because you want to make money.
Anyone who streams for enough hours in a day has to get up, has to take a break.
Oh no, but you don't have to. You could take the break. You just don't have to play
staring at their monitors for a little bit, get some water, stretch, go pee, get food.
So even I just did it. I had a 2 hour and 23 minute stream early in the morning, because that's when I like to stream. But because I had nothing else to do for the day, I decided to continue streaming, because I didn't have the energy in the morning. I was practically falling asleep. But right now I'm also close to falling asleep. But either way, I took a break and went throughout my day just because I needed something to, also because I had plans, but I went about my day relaxing and recuperating before I thought I could continue. That's why I'm here again tonight, because I feel like I had the energy to respond. And you need to understand that you can stop stream. It's not the end of the world.
That's why all the streamers do it. And instead of steel manning,
maybe you can schedule breaks. That's something you can do, or you can run ads while you're gone. And if you are a scheduled person, like many people are, where you can hold it until you have your break time, that's something you should be doing. You should already be planning for that. That would be great, actually. I would, if I were a full-time streamer, that's what I would do. I would give myself a couple of opportunities throughout the day to have breaks and either run ads, or I always had this funny idea that if I was a bigger streamer, I could, when I take my breaks, I could just play a video of me doing a weird interpretive dance while doing a monologue, like a really serious monologue, just make it as wacky as I could possibly think. But that would be, I think that would be something that I would do, and I think it's a funny idea. But it's the creativity in my mind that allows me to think about that, and I don't think they are. I think they are capable. I just think that they are not putting the brain power into thinking of solutions to this problem.
This commentator, like this person's argument and being like, okay, I understand what your perspective is, but you have to understand that like it's not fair to the person who makes the video. Instead, he's just saying like, well, everybody's doing it, so it must be okay. And it's like, you're not even trying to make a decent argument. And it's so fucking
Oh no, so I think so she's getting mad at him. So Jay has a section of his video where he goes through a bunch of comments and goes through their arguments to explain why that's not okay. Right? And I think she's saying to steelman this. But in this situation, especially if you're writing comments, I put a lot more stock in comments, especially when I comment. Or at least I try to. Sometimes I don't. I just do angry comments, or not angry comments, but less thought out comments because I'm in the heat of the moment. But what I try to do is I even edit my comments before I press enter. I'm weird like that. But if you don't want to be responded to in bad faith, well, not in bad faith, but if you think that if you comment in a way that makes it so there's no way to interpret it but in a bad faith way compared to how you actually think, then you need to improve your grammar or your word choice. Yeah.
frustrating. I don't understand why some of these comments are even in this video. Like one of the comments was like,
yeah, so so in this situation, Jay had nothing to go on for reactions. If Jay was somehow had a time machine and was able to go into the future to see these reactions, I bet he would be reacting to exactly their words instead of the comments, because the only thing he had to go on was Hassan's brief reaction to it and comments left on videos. So that's the reason why he has that section of his video where he reacts to comments, because he compiles arguments from the comments and then just tackles them one at a time. That's the whole section of that video.
Like, I understand why he has to do that. It's because he has to go pee and eat and whatever, and he wants to leave chat entertained. But it is still annoying when he does this. It's like, why did you put that on there? That's just like a sane perspective.
Don't cook or eat food. You are a content slave and not allowed to leave frame for more than 30 seconds on an 8 to 12 hour stream. 28. What the fuck are you talking about, you muppet?
Oh, I love British insults. And I think she's about to make fun of the fact that he's British.
British.
Yeah, there you go. I predicted her response.
Pause the video.
Also because I've seen it before, but I haven't seen it in a week and a half, so we'll see how my memory holds up.
I have no idea of how streaming works. Like, they should leave their whiny baby with nothing happening. Yeah. Why are we reading comments and like arguing against comments?
And I think she doesn't understand that there wasn't much to go on. This is something that EFAP didn't cover, and I wish they would have, but Jay made this part of the video, like I said, because there were no perspectives that he could lean on that were from the people that he was arguing against. So he used comments and compiled arguments to argue against to make sure that, and he went through a lot of different comments just to make sure that a lot of arguments were tackled.
Okay, but is Twitch streamers versus YouTubers going to become the next thing? I mean, I think the Twitch streamers will win. We have more power. You know,
nothing to say about that.
We have to deal with harassment.
The power of YouTubers are...
When you're more...
Oh, wait, what?
Like, we would easily win that. Like, it's not even close. YouTubers just get to, like, filter out. They don't even have to read their comment section, okay?
You don't have to read your comment section as a Twitch streamer. There's plenty of people who don't. I have seen plenty of streamers who I've seen them glance at the chat, but they don't. You don't have to respond. Oh my god. I think it's just from her perspective, because that's what she does for her videos. She's constantly looking at chat for approval or to make a point.
Simple as, when you're more mad about your YouTube video getting watched by a streamer than Gordon Ramsay having his multi-million-dollar show watched on stream.
So this is her chatter reference the fact that she watches, and a lot of other streamers watch Hell's Kitchen on their stream all the time. They should realize that it's not okay in either situation. It's just a matter of time before the producers crack down.
You know how many easy dumb tweets I can find? Like, I think laughing at a dumb tweet is funny. You know, there's plenty of dumb tweets. I think laughing at them is pretty funny. Like, clicking on a dumb tweet and being like, look how fucking stupid this is. Making an hour-long video and having, like, what, like a 5-minute segment dedicated, or maybe like a 3-minute segment dedicated to, like, dumb.
Oh, it's 3 minutes in a 56-minute video? That means that it's not much of the point then. So you should take what he says in this section with a grain of salt. Because that's not the main point. It's just an he's just using the comments as examples.
Comments? It's silly.
Here are a few things you can try. Bring on a guest who can do most of the talking while you're
away. Yeah, here's Jay's suggestions. I've also said similar things.
Here are a few things you can try. Bring on a guest who can do most of the talking while you're away.
I've seen someone do this before. If you don't know, the YouTuber Madvocate, he does this on his streams. He doesn't have a lot of viewers, but he still does this on his streams. He will have his moderator come on and talk in the Discord to fill in the empty space while he's gone on a bathroom break.
This highway code applies to England, Scotland, and Wales. The highway code is essential reading for everyone.
Play something made by a creator who you know is happy for their content to be used in.
See, that's a good one. Although I still wouldn't feel comfortable doing that, even if someone said it was okay, because I feel like I'd be stealing
your own streams or content. Just fucking end the stream. Holy shit.
So your own streams or content, or just end the stream. That's some things that I've said. Although I would never replay my streams. I feel like that's a little bad. I would rather show something that my Twitch audience, if I were bigger, I would probably want to show off my editor's work if I had, because I would definitely hire an editor if I was bigger for YouTube, and I would want to show off my editor's work by playing a YouTube video rather than a Twitch stream VOD while I'm gone. That feels a little lazy. But then you can end the stream. Very big possibility. If you know you're going to be on break for longer, just take a 30-minute lunch break. Just like normal people do when they have to clock in and out for work during their lunch break.
And if all of these things and any other alternative all seem like they're too much effort, then sucks to be you. Take some pride in your work. Holy
Take some pride in your work. And then this is how it leads into the next section, and this is where I'm gonna end the stream, but you'll see her quote, and we'll start on that quote again.
Take something someone else made.
What does take pride in your work mean? I don't know.
And that's where I'm going to end the stream. So thank you for listening again. If she doesn't know what taking pride in your work is, then she needs to really rethink what she wants to do with her life. But that's all I have for today. I will see you guys tomorrow. I will be making more attempts at the Red Wolf of Radagon in Elden Ring tomorrow, and with my bare fists. So if you are interested, you can check it out, but I'm probably not going to complete the fight tomorrow. I think I need more training. But see you all next time, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.